Antino's well cleared. 3 lengths in front of the Wayne Wilson and kept going. It's all Antino, and Antino wins again. Antino from second. What a wonderful gallop.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 326, and as always is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. This week there's going to be a bumper edition as we preview Freedom Rally first up in the Group 1 or at Caulfield on Saturday, as well as a big team of runners at Doomben. Morning, Tony. Before we get into our preview, a few things to touch on. Firstly, Torabella last Saturday, 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. Morning, everyone. Yeah, good. Torabella was great.
Yeah.
She was racing really well. Pretty evident to see last Saturday she races better when she gets a bit of cover.
Yeah.
She was sort of had to expose the whole way last Saturday, and it was tough going. It was a good headwind there at Doomben, so those horses that were leading in their races were finding it tough. So she toughed it out really well. It was good to see. She's been a very much improving mare this preparation.
Yes.
She got better and better and better as that prep's gone on. So she'll have a short break, and I'm quietly confident she can measure up to some of those, lower tier mares races during our winter carnival.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you also have a busy week ahead finding our next stable star. You're heading to Sydney for the Inglis Classic Yearling Sale.
I am. John's got a much busier week than me. He's already started pounding the pavement down there. The good thing about the Classic Sale, there's a lot of horses, but the good thing is the venue. You can really get through them. So he's been doing a great job down there for me, Footy, and getting through them all. And by the time I get there on Friday, it'll make my job a whole lot easier. So looking forward to it. We've always had a bit of success out of this sale.
We have.
It's not a sale you've got to break the bank with. It's it's what used to be called the trainer's sale.
Yep.
You go there and buy horses at trainers' prices and farm them out to your clients. So it's a good sale for that. So anyone who wants to get involved, get in touch with Andrew or the email on the screen. And register your interest, because there's always a bargain to be bought from this sale.
Absolutely. Just before we do get into the preview, you wanted to give a quick shout out to our fundraiser for our mate and an owner in the stable.
Yeah, Tubby Edwards, he's doing it a bit tough. Lost the bottom part of his leg, so it's obviously traumatic for anyone. He's a good man. He's a good Toowoomba boy, like myself. He's a good man. And he's doing it a bit tough, and anything we could give to help him would be good. He's got some big challenges ahead. There's a lot of changes to his home and to his life. So I'd recommend anyone who wants to support a cause. This is a great cause because the money goes straight to him, and it just helps, help him for the next stage of his life, which is going to be vastly changed from what he's had previously. He's a boys on tour guy, and he's a good racing man, but overall he's just a good human being, and he can do us some help, and we'll certainly be helping out Gollan Racing, that's for sure. Okay,
there is a link on the screen that you can go to, and it will also be in our newsletter. Okay, on to the preview for our runner Freedom Rally at Caulfield on Saturday. The row will be in the true position. The track is currently a good 4 with fine days ahead. Freedom Rally is in race 9, which is the Group 1 CF Orr Stakes over the 1400 metres. He'll carry 59 kilos with Ethan Brown riding barrier 6. He's currently paying $31 to win and $6 for the place. Finished last preparation with a close second in the 5 Diamonds at Rose Hill. He is first up on Saturday after a good jump out at Kronenbourg last week on his Melbourne leg.
Yeah, he is. He was a bit fresh in his jump out at Kronenbourg, and mind you, that was his first time basic galloping on that Melbourne leg. So he had a fair bit of improvement to do. He had a busy period. He trialled here. We had to get him down to Melbourne on the truck. We broke it up with a stop at Bong Bong. Yep. Then we got to Kronenbourg and then settle him in and then trial. And he just trialled up that little bit fresh. He settled in really, really well since then. As we get closer to this race on Saturdays, the better this horse has done. He's done really, really well. His weight's great now. Eating well, and he looks well. Work on Tuesday morning. I was going to take him to Caulfield, but I decided against it. It's a bit of a trip from Kronenbourg, and it was so hot down there. So we just left him at home. He followed a mate, one of Kieran's Nugget, around at Kronenbourg, and he's worked up really well. So everything about him is very comparable to his fresh up runs. He obviously runs into a very, very strong race here. What barrier, where we do from the gate, look, it's a little bit interesting. I don't see a huge lot of speed. I just want to try and tuck him in and get the right sort of run. And where that is, I'm not 100% sure yet. So the horse is in good order. I expect him to race well. I'd love to think he could run top 5 in what's a good Orr, and then from there we can press on to hopefully futurity in a couple of weeks, and then who knows, if we're going well enough, we might get a gig in the All-Star Mile.
Okay, now on to the preview of our runners at Doomben on Saturday. The rail will be in the 2 metre position. The track is currently a soft 5 with mostly fine and warm days forecast. Similar track to last week, you'd think.
Very interesting track. It's funny, I thought early, just watching the races, that inside was no good, and then it sort of levelled out a little bit as the day went on. gets me a bit confused at the moment, this track. But I do, we've had a few little showers around, but there's a chance of a little shower every day.
Yeah.
And who knows, like Ipswich wasn't meant to get what we got yesterday, and it got very wet very quickly. So I just stay tuned and just watch it. But I think the track will play reasonably similar to what we've been seeing.
Okay, we kick off in race 1, which is the 2-year-old handicap over the 1110 metres. We have Impervious in this, 54.5 kilos. Angela Jones will ride her. She's drawn barrier 1. She's paying $6.50 to win and $2.30 for the place. She is going for 2 from 2. She was a winner on debut at Ipswich 3 weeks ago over the 800 metres.
Yeah, good little race this on Saturday. She's a low draw is a huge plus.
Yep.
Massive plus. I want to ride her pretty similar to what we did first up. I guess first up I didn't envisage her being back where she was. I thought she'd just jump well, go to the front and off she'd go, but got sort of tightened up early, which I think is a benefit, blessing in disguise. She ended up getting back sort of behind a couple and then come out and run on through the line beautifully. I'd love to ride her that way again. Be working her that way out the coast, putting her off a mate and letting her work home. And no doubt 1100 metre race like this, there's a few that'll get out and get running. If we can just jump and lob on the back of them, I think it gives us our best chance. But she's very much an improving filly. Definitely hasn't gone backwards from that win. She's gone forward. She's a real live chance in what is a tricky, decent little 2-year-old race.
Okay, we go to race 4, which is the Class 1 plate over 1200 metres. We have 3 runners in this. We'll start with Ecclestone, 59 kilos. Ryan Maloney rides barrier 12. He's paying $13 to win at the moment and $4 for the place. After 2 placings, he broke through his maiden last start with a 2-length win from the front at Eagle Farm.
Good race this for a Class 1. A lot of these horses will go on and be genuine Saturday grade horses. This horse could easily be one of them. He'll roll forward up on speed. He's going to have a few mates. There's a bit of tempo in this race. Sergio went like the clappers the other day and sort of kept going in a far lesser race than this. So he'll want to do the same. We'll put some pressure on. We'll be up on speed, fit, healthy horse, going well, runs well.
The second runner we have is Indaza. She'll carry 58 kilos. Angela Jones rides barrier 15. She's paying $34 to win and $9 for the place. She's second up for the preparation, and our stable led first up over this trip and plugged away late for a midfield finish. You've made a gear change with the blinkers going on.
I did. Blinkers are back on.
Yeah.
They work well for her. She's a bit of a gawky filly. I wanted to start her off pretty well on scratch before I put them on, and I think that they're definitely the right piece of gear. This is probably the wrong race. I think we can do better than this. I doubt she'll run. Very tricky draw. We've got her in on Sunday. If she goes up to the Sunshine Coast Sunday, very hard to beat.
Okay, the third runner is Surprise Honey, 55 kilos with Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim, barrier 5. She's paying $7.50 to win and $2.70 for the place. Scratch from last week as you felt that this was the better option. Only just missed last start at Eagle Farm, and the tongue tie and winkers go on. Yeah,
it takes on older horses, but I think she's in really good order. It's a little few gear changes with her just to try and find that bit more. Going with both of them, tongue tie. I normally only do one at a time, but she's just getting a bit fierce, so I put the tongue tie on and try and just help her control her breathing if she goes to do that. So I think she maps well. She's got low draw, she'll lob onto the back of the speed. She's very quick out, finds a nice spot, 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that, and she'll present as the winner. I think she's a very good chance.
So she's your pick of the 3?
She's my pick on top just because of the run she's going to get. Ecclestone's going super. Just not sure what sort of work he'll have to do to get into his position.
Okay. Race 6 is the Class 3 plate over the 1110 metres. 3 runners in this. We'll start with Deer Trail, who's eating his hay over at the back of the box there. He'll carry 58 kilos. Ryan Maloney rides barrier 5. At the moment, he is paying $7 to win and $2.50 for the place. He does resume on Saturday after a lengthy break. Has had a number of trials and jump outs to get ready for this, including an impressive one last week.
Yeah, he's going really well. He's improved. I didn't know whether to give him 2 or 3. I've given him the 2, but he seems to be ready to go to the races.
Okay.
Doomben will suit him. The ground over there, the surface is ideal for him. So I think he'll be midfield, maybe a touch worse in the run and really hit the line. He'll have the flashing red light on him.
Okay.
Whether he wins or he runs top 3 or 4, he's going to run very well.
Okay, the second one we'll talk about is Insta Good, 56 kilos with Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim. She has drawn barrier 11 and is paying $16 to win and $4.60 for the place. Had a long prep with her races spaced. Last start she finished strongly from the back in the Magic Millions Rising Stars, missing a place by less than a length.
Yeah, and just too far distance, in my opinion, for her. I think back to this trip's ideal. Freshened her up nicely, no trial, just 4 weeks ticking over work. Back to this grade, she is stupid odds, way over the odds, run very well.
Okay, third runner is Certainlycan. He'll carry 56.5 kilos with Angela Jones riding, jumping from barrier 12. She's paying $6 to win and $2.30 for the place. She did return to the winner's circle last start with a dominant display from the front at Ipswich over the same trip.
Very good at Ipswich. The 2 runs that runs at Eagle Farm is where she was just sort of below her best. She's fit and healthy. I'm trying to look how the race shapes for her, whether we go or not. She's an on pace, up on speed sort of horse. It was really, really good the other day. Whether we go to this, we wait for a fortnight. I want a bit more of a look at this race for her, but she's a definite chance in the race. She's in good shape, really good shape, fit and well. I don't know how to decipher these. I'd imagine Certainlycan when she will be my best chance because she's up fit and healthy, and Deer Trail will run well, but I could see him blowing out.
Okay. Race 7 is the open handicap over the mile, and Kronenbourg will start in this with 56 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride from barrier 1. He's paying $3.40 to win and $1.55 for the place. He's a last start winner over the mile at Eagle Farm in a benchmark 90, up to open grade with a little bit of weight relief.
Yep, best chance for the day. Jumps, finds the right position, very hard to beat. Horses are going super. Couldn't be happy with him. Perfect race for him.
Okay. Race 10 is the benchmark 85 handicap over 1200 metres. We'll have 2 in this. We'll start with Pizarro, 57.5 kilos, Ryan Maloney in the saddle. And Pizarro's drawn barrier 14 and is paying $10 to win and $3.10 for the place. Went forward first up at Eagle Farm and faded late under pressure. You'd be expecting a better performance second up. Yeah,
better training instructions too. I said go forward, which is just an absolute stuff up. So I just ride him quiet from the gate, ride him to hit the line. I was just keen to get him away from Eagle Farm, to be honest. I didn't think his runs there had been that good, which is silly. I thought the big track would suit him, but I haven't been thrilled with them. So Doomben gives him another change, and even though he's drawn wide, I think I could just sit back and ride him quiet, and he can still run really, really well here.
Okay, the second runner is Hurts So Good, carrying 56.5 kilos. Jimmy Orman rides barrier 6. He's paying $3.40 at the moment to win and $1.60 for the place. Came with a huge run late with a big weight to win first up over the 1,000 metres. Can he string a couple of wins together?
Can't see why not. Yeah, these sort of draws are what really suits him.
Yeah.
You know, if I drew wide, it's just tough. But 1200 round Doomben off a that sort of draw barrier 6 is ideal. He sort of settle midfield, travel up good and be strong late. He's just very much an improving horse. Okay. He's hard to fault. I probably got him on top. Bizarro's going to go back, give him a start.
Yeah.
But Bizarro could easily improve. His trials and jump outs were great and his work's good. I think it'd be pretty forgiving in his first up run.
Okay. We are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who is your best winning chance at Doomben on Saturday?
Kronenbourg.
Kronenbourg. And your best each way chance?
Surprise Honey.
Surprise Honey.
I think she just gets a beautiful run. She maps so well. Could easily have had Impervious.
Yep.
I think she maps beautifully in the first 2 at about $6.50. I think she's in the markets now. I think if she has run top 3, I'll be pretty surprised. Okay,
your best at the provincials. We've got the Gold Coast and Gatton on Saturday and the Sunshine Coast on Sunday.
And there's a couple up the Sunshine Coast on Sunday. Gatton we won't be going to now. Gold Coast, the 2-year-old, trialled really well down there. Lucky Lass, she can run well. Barriers are important for those 2-year-olds. And Sunshine Coast Sunday, Helen Backling's a fantastic chance in the Class 2, as do, I think, is Indaza in the 1,000.
Okay. Your best track worker this week?
My best track worker this week, I didn't see Freedom Rally's work, but his data was good and Matty was very happy with him. He's right where he needs to be to kick his prep off. Up here, Kronenbourg's excellent, really, really good. The 2-year-olds worked together very well down the Gold Coast. They worked really well. Impervious and Lucky Lass out in the front, Impervious behind. So we've got a pretty good bunch of workers Tuesday morning, and one that's not racing I think is going really well. Put in the black book, Brereton.
Okay, Dermy.
Very, very good is young Dermot.
Okay, now it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. It was party time for Cav last Saturday with his multi-saluting with Torabella a win into King Capra Place. Let's find a strategy and see if he can go back to back.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. Last week, a little bit of joy. We won't live on that, but we got this week at Doomben. We'll go Surprise Honey a place. She's around 250. Into Kronenbourg a win. He's around 330. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone Surprise Honey a place into Kronenbourg the win. I think that's...
So he's gone with this thingo. So he's basically taken my best win in each way and he's done it again.
Yeah, he has.
I will stress, I said it last week, we don't talk before this, which we definitely don't.
Yeah.
And it worked last week, and I really liked his multi last week, and I love this as well.
Yeah.
I just love I love the run that she's going to get.
Surprise Honey.
Yeah, I love the run she's going to get behind them. And Kronenbourg, he just looks beautifully placed again. He's well weighted. Ullman's going to ride him at 56, so he's just going very, very good.
56 plus the rest of Craig's weight.
That's the problem.
Yes.
That is the problem.
Yes.
The weight that he will carry because of Cav is the problem. But he got the, I was going to say the monkey, but the gorilla off his back last week.
Big
So
hairy
who knows?
gorilla,
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck on Saturday at Caulfield, Tony, and then on to Sydney, securing some more nice yearlings for our owners.
Yeah, no, everyone, hope you have a good weekend. Punt well, there's plenty on this weekend.
There is, yes.
UFC on, we've got some Aussie fighters there on Sunday, we've got yearling sales, we've got everything happening, Group 1 racing in Melbourne, and hopefully some winners at Doomben.
Well, I'll leave the UFC alone, but good luck to everyone else.
It's good to watch.
Good luck for everyone else for the rest of the weekend.